why we are fasting in Sha'ban more than why he alayhi salatu wasalam fasted Sha'ban more than any other month. Number one, because it is the month that our deeds are presented to Allah. So when you present your deed, you want your deed to be presented, and you are, as a human being, in the best shape and form, pleasing to Allah. Not the way you look or the way you dress. It's actually what I am doing. And what is the most beloved deed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Fasting. So الصوم لي وأنا أجزي به. Fasting is for me and I reward by it. So he said two reasons. Number one, people forget Sha'ban. شهر يغفل عنه الناس. They don't remember it, or they don't give it due right, or they don't know the virtue of it. And number two, because the deeds are presented to Allah, I want my deeds to be presented, and I am fasting. So for us, you add these two and you add number three. That's the sunnah of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. So when people ask you if you are fasting, why you are fasting, you're going to say Sha'ban. Most of the people look at you and say, why? And because a lot of people don't know. That's an opportunity to learn, to teach people. And you're going to say, that's what he did, alayhi salatu wasalam. Now, then, and the hadith, or there's another one, but I want to share one thing, is learn this. There is 3 times in my life, or I can say in a year, where my deeds will be presented to Allah. My deeds will be presented to Allah on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a yearly basis. You know that? So, daily basis, every day, what I did in the night and what I did during the day, who's going to present them? That's okay. Alhamdulillah, you're not answering. That's why we're learning. Rabbi lakal hamd. The angels, that's why, when do they present this? When the shift changes? After Fajr, alhamdulillah, and after Asr. That's why, number one, there is the adhkar, the morning and the evening adhkar, the acts, the special remembrance or dua, supplications that inshallah we all do, or we learn, or we know. The angels comes in, and that's also, there is a hadith of it, and hadith in al-Bukhari. Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam says, angels are always around you. And this is something we have to always remember. They are always around you, in the night and in the day. They get together, change the shift, after Salat al-Fajr and after Asr. Then the one who've done their work, they go up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and present my deed and your deed. And he asks them, how did you find my servants? كيف تركتم عبادي? How did you leave them? Because they finished. Like for us physicians, you know, in the shift usually we say, so what's there? When you say, they call it handover. Now what's going on? How many patients? That's what are you leaving for me? So the angels, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them, how did you leave my servants? So you need to remember this, because you need to tell yourself, what are they going to say about me? How did you leave my servant? Alhamdulillah, she just finished salah, she's in dhikr, she is in remembrance, she is forgiving, she's taking care of, doing things that pleases you. Versus, she's watching TV, you know, she is doing things, and may Allah, inshallah, not any of us, but doing something haram, doing something disliked, something forbidden, let alone wasting the time, all this. You don't want this, because Allah is asking someone about you and me. So he says, how did you leave them? And the angels will they say, تركتهم تركناهم أو تركتهم وهم يصلون. We left them and they are praying. Meaning Fajr or Asr. وأتيناهم وهم يصلون. The two groups says, one group says, we left them and they are praying. And the other group says, when we came, they were praying. The same group, because they came in the Fajr, we're praying. They left at Asr, we were praying. So you have a daily appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where my deed and yours are presented to Him. So we better get ready. You know, when you have guests coming in at 5, what do you do at 4:30? You're watching TV? You are actually last minute things, right? Because they are just gonna come. Subhanallah. So remember this. Then we have a weekly presentation. No, it's not Friday. Thursday, actually. It's Thursday. Again, when we say this, we have to bring the proof. رفع أسبوعي. Imam Ahmad, in his Musnad, he says, Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, you're actually right. It's the night of a Friday. So it's Thursday, the night of a Friday. Yeah. So you should say Friday night or the night of a Friday. Now remember, because when you say Friday, for non-Muslims, I shouldn't say non-Muslims, people who doesn't follow Islamic calendar, Friday starts by morning. So, but if I say the night of a Friday, as a Muslim, the day starts Maghrib to Maghrib. So for us, it's Thursday.
It's the eve of Friday.
There's no eve, it's the night of a Friday. The night of a Friday, okay? So that's what, see, it says Thursday night. So if you say Thursday night, so if you say Thursday night in an Islamic way, it's actually Wednesday night, after Maghrib. That's what I'm saying. So the best way to get out of this confusion, you're gonna say Thursday. And actually, amazingly, the hadith explained it this way. He said, Yawmul Khamis, Laylatul Jumu'ah. That's how he said, alayhi salatu wasalam. He said, Thursday, the night of a Friday. So Maghrib of Friday, Maghrib of Thursday. Maghrib of Thursday. And he said, فَلَا يُقْبَلُ عَمَلُ قَاطِعُ رَحِمٍ. Now I need you to remember this. On every Thursday, when Maghrib time comes in and the angel presents my deed and yours to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever we are doing are not accepted if we have severed our kinship relation. قَاطِعُ الرَّحِمِ. So if I don't talk to my mother, I don't talk to my brother, I don't talk to whoever is my immediate blood relation. Whatever I am doing a good deed, Allah does not accept them. Yeah, and it's going to come to Sha'ban, which is the famous one coming later on. So number one, so I have daily, I have weekly, which is Thursday, and this is one of the reasons we fast on Thursday. Because again, when they present our deed, I want to be fasting. Then we have yearly presentation. And the yearly presentation is in Sha'ban. So now it's like, the book is done, khalas. When you're in a test and they tell you 5 minutes, remember? You all do. There's 5 minutes left and you're like, looking and what did I do? Because then someone's gonna come and take the book from you. The book of the year is taken in Sha'ban. So again, this is why I want, when it is Sha'ban, I want to be doing even more good deeds, because my deeds is going to be presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Throughout Sha'ban or?
Throughout Sha'ban. Okay, we're coming to, but I'm just, yes.
One question.
Yes.
You said that like in weekly basis, if we don't talk to our immediate relations, it's just for that 1 week or throughout?
It depends every week it's presented. So if one Thursday, let's assume that Thursday, I am severed my relationship. For 1 week, every Thursday. So if every Thursday I severed the relation, it's the same. But if this Thursday I severed the relation, then something happened, I remembered, I turned to Allah, I asked for forgiveness, and things went back normal, then next Thursday I'm in a good shape. Per week. So I have to, on Thursday, before Maghrib, I have to look into my deeds and look at what not good I am doing, or what good I am doing, but then I have to look at the relationship. Now, there's something very nice. They say, look at now coming to what are the virtues? What is the deeds that we highly recommended to be done in Sha'ban? Number one, we said, is fasting. And one of the reasons they say about the fasting also, they say in general, all the obligatory actions, for example, Salah, almost all of them except actually even the Asr, they are either preceded by an extra deed, nafila, and followed by, so either or both. So for Ramadan, the same story. Fajr, you have 2 rak'at before Fajr. Dhuhr, you have actually 4 and 2, or 2 and 4, it depends which school of thought you follow. Asr, there is no sunnah mu'akkada, but there is an extra you do before, 4. Maghrib, you have 2, 4, 2 after. One is not highly stressed upon, the other one it is. So every obligation in salah is preceded by a nafil and followed by a nafil. Why? I mean, there's many reasons. One of the reasons is what? To make sure when you come to the obligatory, you have mastered it. You've prepared yourself. You removed all the distractions. Ramadan, same thing. Sha'ban is highly recommended to fast, then followed by Shawwal, and you have the 6 days of Shawwal. So that's one of the reasons also you have to remind yourself, you need to fast in Sha'ban. For us women, when is the time that Sayyidah Aisha used to make up the missing days of Ramadan, or the missing days of fasting in Ramadan? When? In Sha'ban. She used to make it in Sha'ban also. Okay, but don't leave it till the last day of Sha'ban. And I was like, 5 days left for me, and there's only 4 days of Sha'ban. I was like, what happened to the 360 years? So don't do that. But I'm sorry, but if you're doing it, yani, again, you know, nobody knows, you know. Your intention, when you are delaying your fast, you're making up your fasting till Sha'ban. Why? If you are following in the footsteps of Sayyidah Aisha, alhamdulillah, then you will do it day 1 of Sha'ban. By day 7, you're done. Because again, you can get your period again, and then after the 15 is not recommended. Definitely the last 2 days is not recommended. If you are doing it, I'm sorry, or out of laziness and just procrastination, don't do it. Yes.
So after 15 Sha'ban, it's not recommended.
Coming, don't rush. We're going to come to it. Yes.
So I was thinking, why would Bibi Aisha wait till the end of the year to break up her fast?
Now, we don't know, but one of the things you can think of, Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam was mostly fasting in Sha'ban. One of the things is tasheel al-ummah. You have always to look at these things, making things easy for all of us. Yani, some women, really it's not easy for them to fast. So many reasons. And not everybody is lazy and they don't. For example, some women, their husbands will not allow them to fast. And that all the time, you know, and then you get up into Sha'ban and I have to make it up. And then alhamdulillah, you don't feel too bad because Sayyidah Aisha made it there. I'm just thinking of it. So the way I look at things is this. If there is a rukhsa, there is a permission, alhamdulillah, that's good. That's out of ease of this deen. But it doesn't mean I will not do it in Shawwal. And some people, on the contrary, they tell you, I just finished Ramadan. I am so much used to fasting. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Some people, may Allah reward them, who are really, really cautious. She said, I cannot, because if I die, that's a dain. This is like a debt on me. And I don't want to do it. I want to do it as soon as possible. People are different. That group is there and that group is there. Alhamdulillah, there is this and there is that. Even when you talk about when is recommended to make up the fasting, you will get these two opinions. Some will tell you do it immediately, right away. And some people tell you, Sayyidah Aisha did it in Sha'ban. So the first thing we do in Sha'ban, highly recommended, is fasting. What is the other thing we do in Sha'ban? Specifically in Sha'ban, which is also preparation for Ramadan, is reading Quran. Some of the Salaf, some of the the righteous people, not necessarily from the Sahaba, but the generations came after, when Sha'ban comes in, they lock their shop. Meaning, done. And start reading the Quran. And this is highly something for us to do. Again, I always say this to myself before anyone else. We as a human being, we are not a switch. That, you know what, today I am completely, or I'm not yet ready for any of the real ibadah of Allah, I do my salah as just a habit. And then tomorrow is Ramadan and I'm going to turn and I'm going to be the saint person. It doesn't work this way. I need preparations. And this is one of the things for Sha'ban, is to prepare. And prepare not only by fasting, prepare by changing the daily routine and changing the priorities. Definitely changing the priorities. Meaning there is things always a priority. My children, my husband, their rights are a priority. But there's other things that we do and spend time are not a priority. I need from Sha'ban to move them down or move them from the schedule. For example. Yes. Absolutely, she is right. Cut down on the internet and social media and the phone and the WhatsApp and all these things. Somebody the other day, last week, this weekend, was asking me, but most of what I get on WhatsApp and on the messages is all, things reminding me of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah, that's great. But also it's a distraction. It's still a distraction. I'm not saying it is not good to do, but there is, remember, times that you're gonna grab it. And the time of Sha'ban, let alone the time of Ramadan, is not to read the messages that people will send me. This is time for my ibadah, action, exactly. Sha'ban is like a preparation to get yourself ready for actions. It's not time to read. It's not time to read the books. It's time to act. Whatever you learned in the 10 months of all the WhatsApp messages and all the things, right? That Sha'ban is the field to practice it. So you need, number one is to fast, at least Monday and Thursday. Well, I will say the least as we are taught by Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, at least the 3 days of the month. So no way next week, which is going to be the 13, 14, 15, if you are a person who is not usually doesn't fast, make it something for sure. If not this, I cannot do one day after the other, then you're going to make Monday and Thursday, or you're going to do this week Thursday, next week I'll do Monday, maybe I'll do only the 15, or I'll do only the 13, one of these. Meaning you have to signal Sha'ban more fasting than what you are usual. So if your usual is Monday and Thursday, Sha'ban has to be more. If your usual is 3 days of the month, then work hard to make Sha'ban even more. Make it as a sign that you are fasting because it is Sha'ban.